Hello and welcome back to another episode. As you can see, we're at the Ettamogah Pub. This has been a little bit of a bucket list item. We wanted to check it out. So we camped here the night. There's a free camp out the back.
A little bit more about this pub. It's a bit of a shame that I'm pretty confident that it's not open anymore.
They've got a little pub next door that they...
Yeah, which isn't open right now, so we can't really go through that, which is disappointing. It's too early in the morning, but...
There's cool, quirky stuff around, and I reckon this would have been like pumping. This pub like just gives off a really cool, quirky atmosphere.
Sort of nearly like it. Not to Ballara Station, but I suppose it's a little bit more
quirky in its own unique way.
Like even in the campground area, they got this massive, like, I suppose, stage area for live bands and that. We might have to try and suss out a massive weekend here into the future and try and line the ducks up and come back. But anyway, yeah, we'll give you a bit of a look around here and show you what it looks like.
We're heading back to Vic to, I don't know, what are we doing?
No idea.
Going back to spend some time with family. Henry's dad's not well, so we're going back to check on him and then see how he is and then reassess. And then after that, who knows where we're going to go, whether we go west or up the centre or... yeah, we don't really have plans as of yet.
Yeah, so I believe this will be one of our last videos until we probably going to head off again, and we honestly have no idea what it is that we're planning on doing from when we get back. So yeah, I don't know. Who knows if there's another episode next week. You'll see it, but I don't know. There might be a small break. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll take you along for the ride, obviously, with what we get up to, but we've got a lot of stuff to organise. Noka's going to boarding school next year, so we've got to be back in Vic to organise all of that and get her ready. And yeah, check. I guess we're at the point where family is more important to us than yeah, traveling and creating content and stuff, unfortunately. So we're gonna go have some downtime with family and reassess.
Yeah, so the intentions were that we'd booked pretty much everything up until the end of Fraser Island that we wanted to do. Right now would be roughly when we would have come off Fraser before some school holidays started.
And before the car decided to...
yeah, so what's happened is the car's basically, the fuel issue with the car's sort of eaten and eroded the time that we thought we would allocate to travel.
No, to travel to do Fraser.
Yeah, and then to try and head home after that, and or we're going to head up north and pull up and work for a little bit, but we've decided that we're going to pull the pin on pretty much all of that and
go home for maybe 2 to 3 months. It could be 1 month, we don't know. We're going to check on Henry's dad, and then we're going to we will be finishing going up and doing the Cape and finishing the East Coast before Naoka goes to boarding school, so that'll be
hope. It just depends on what happens on at home, so there's not much else we can really say other than we're sorry that if our content runs out, but if it doesn't, and who knows, we might even do a couple of trips around Victoria on long weekends and stuff like that, and sort of just try and make the most of that, because there is still a couple of things around Swan Hill that we wanted to do, which
around Victoria,
and Swan Hill. Even in short, like a little distance into New South Wales, is one big thing there that we've always wanted to do. So we might keep that in the back of our mind that we might duck off and do. But for now, this will be the, I don't know.
No, it won't be the last video. We'll see you next week. We're stopped in at Beechworth on our way home to Swan Hill, and we're going to check out Billson's brewery and the soda bar and everything. Get the kids to have a look, taste some really, really yummy drinks, and we'll take you guys and give you a look as well. This has kind of been on the bucket list for a little bit, so what better way than stop on the way back home. So
yeah, let's go and have a quick look.
Yeah.
From what we've been told, or I can see, it almost looks like it's free entry and free tasters, which is, that's good, because then we can sort of see which ones we do or don't like without having to buy a huge packet of them. But there is 1 or 2 that we are going to get.
Yeah, they know you'll buy stuff because they all just taste amazing. It's like lolly water. Anyways, we'll show you.
Your eyes, wait until the night is over. I'll show you paradise, but hang on just a little longer. I will be yours, you will be mine. Let it unfold, your legs intertwine. So don't close your eyes just yet.
welcome back to another episode of ours. You're probably thinking, where have we been? It's been a while since we've posted a video. Thank you to everyone that's reached out and checked in on us and asked what's going on and if we're okay. So thank you. We're going to get to it in this video and let you guys know what we've been going through and what's been happening off screen with us.
Yeah, so we'll just go back to the start of this episode that you've already seen. So, obviously left Newcastle and making our way back towards home. We did stop in Ettamogah Pub, Billson's at Beechworth, and then we also went into Town Beach near Tocumwal and into the township as well. We didn't do any filming there. We just weren't in the right headspace. We had so much going on in the background that I decided that I didn't want to do any more filming. That's what happened there. We got home a day or two after that. I think that actually the day once we left Tocumwal, we just went straight home. Once we got home, we come to the realization that my dad was quite sick. We knew this. It wasn't new to us. We'd sort of tried to sort of get away and get all the way up to Fraser Island, and then based on his condition, we decided that we would either go home or go a little bit further north, but didn't quite get there as a result of the car breaking down, sort of chewed 3 weeks of our time.
Yeah.
Hence why we raced home. So the news we were getting from home was it's not pretty. Come home and don't be too far away. So we decided go home. I don't know. What do you want to?
Yeah, so we're sitting on this footage of us going home because we didn't want Henry's dad to know we were going home because he was sick. We never ever wanted him to feel guilty for us going home. It was our choice to go home to spend time with him when he was sick. So
yeah, I remember he'd asked Sarah a handful of times, and he never asked me why were we home.
Yeah. He'd asked me, are you home because of me? And I was just like, no. And I did lie to him. But we wouldn't have it any other way. He's Henry's dad. He's the children's grandfather. Of course, if he's not well, we're going home. So
yeah, and it sort of seems a little weird, like that we like it wasn't. It was an easy decision to go home, but it's always a hard decision too. Like if like the whole time that we're all that away for that stint, I wasn't thinking anything other than what he was up to anyway. So
yeah,
I just wasn't in the right headspace to be away. And I think if you sort of think back, you'll probably notice that. And even to this day, I still it's all just a bit going on.
It's a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
It?
So we went home. I went back to work. And
the kids went
back to school.
Louis had got enrolled to 3-year-old kinder, so he went for a couple of weeks to kinder. That was exciting for him.
Yeah, he basically got sick of that. Kinder wasn't for him, apparently. It didn't fit his whatever he wants to do, which is...
He said it's boring.
He's not a classroom person by any means. He preferred to be outdoors doing what we're doing now. So, anyway, we basically sort of jumped around town back home. Like we had the van at work for a bit, we had the van at Dad's for a bit, and everyone was sort of helping Dad out as time went by to try and make him as comfortable as we could for him.
And just all of Henry's siblings chipped in. They were amazing. They all took in turns of doing the daily jobs and stuff and getting him to appointments and everything.
Yeah. Like it wasn't biased to anyone in any way, shape, or form. And, which was really good. So it's not like we're all in the one area. Like we were staying. Dad wanted my younger sister, which is a little bit older than me, but she's my younger sister out of the four of us. I've got me, there's me, my brother, and two older sisters. But the younger of my sisters, he wanted us all to sort of stay there and be under the one roof.
Yeah, it was kind of like at the end, can all just move in with
it was so weird, but yeah, anyway, that's pretty much what we're up to, and me trying to work, look after Dad, help Sarah, and be like a father figure. It was becoming too hard, and trying to do editing too. So I decided that I would get all of the editing up until the start of this episode, and I actually did start of this episode, and I've been sitting on this for a fair few weeks, and it just didn't sit right to actually release it up until, I suppose, now. Yeah, so it's been weird, a weird couple of weeks as Dad progressed through his illness. So he had prostate cancer, and he wasn't really aware of what he had up until the last sort of 6 months or 8 months of what he actually had. But it's been an ongoing battle for him. He started having issues almost 2.5 years from now. Right, so with that, once we got home, he just declined massively over pretty much a 10-week period.
Yeah.
And
we were home, for about...
It was 10 and a half weeks in total, and he finally succumbed to his illness and, passed away.
Yeah, it's still... it's still quite raw.
Oh, shit.
So after, I guess, he passed, we just spent time with family. You know, we had his funeral and we buried him, and we'll show you some videos and photos of what everyone kind of planned as his farewell, and what we got up to there. But basically, I think it's hard also, I think now, traveling, and I think he was a huge part of why.
This is always going to be a hard video to film.
He was a huge part of why Henry wanted to travel and give the kids experiences, because his dad, I guess, travelled so much and gave them such great memories and experiences as children. They travelled all over Australia. They had their own plane and they would fly places from the farm, and they just had an amazing childhood.
Yeah, Dad had his own airstrip on the farm.
Yeah.
We could fly, I'm pretty sure we could fly almost from, I'm going to say Cairns, but I'm not sure, in a day. It took a whole day, like 12 hours of flying, or it might have been the Whitsundays, I can't remember. But we flew to Uluru. Like, one of Dad's favourite hobbies was having that plane. And
he loved to travel and adventure, and he was, when we first said we were going to do that a couple of years ago, he was like our biggest supporter. Like, he was like, absolutely, go and do that.
He was in the comments and all through the earlier videos, and he changed his name to, I forget what it was now, but it's pretty funny. He changed it all the time, so I wouldn't know who it was, but it was pretty easy to work it out, because I would be responding under my personal YouTube channel, which I've only got a couple of farm videos of drone work, but I could see his ones, because I could, anyway, Because Sarah never responded to him, and they
Yeah.
just sit in our YouTube comments as unresponded, and he keeps changing his name. I'm like, I know who this is.
He was a huge reason why we did the YouTube, because he could be at home watching what we were getting up to. He loved watching YouTube videos and travellers and stuff, so we did that so he could see what we were getting up to and his grandchildren, and like he loved it.
One of the biggest things he ever did in his whole lifetime was this. The farm was actually sold back in the early 2000s, and my dad and my mum started a business called Nolda Photographics, and it was extremely successful. And they both had some incredible photography, and
they did. They travelled Australia and did amazing landscape photography, and
they had a full massive. I'd say, let's call it, I don't know, maybe 50 meters by 30 meter wide photography gallery in Swanhill, and they had that for a long, long time. They had that for probably not a long time, but they had it. They basically built it in the early 2000s, and I think they sold it in somewhere around 2012, 13 or 14. And the reason they ended up selling that was because the GFC hit, and that was a big burden, and that was their biggest income was coming from the retirement part of the population. And they just, once that happened, that sort of stopped. And so you'll actually see, I'm going to throw in some videos of him and his element, I suppose. With a camera, and so that's what that'll be. I've also got some videos of earlier on in our sort of YouTube stage before we'd even left.
Yeah, and I think you guys that are watching
every
and
episode,
that have followed along for so long would know that Henry's dad's been in some of our videos and helped us a lot with engineering things and welding, and he built our water tanks for us for our Lotus Caravan. So it's like he did a lot of helping us get ready to hit the road, and as soon as we rolled up with this new caravan, he was straight in there having a look and, do you need help with anything?
Unfortunately for him, we sort of, with this van, there wasn't really much to do, and there was only little things that I could do easily enough. But he wasn't really up for doing anything anyway. With his condition as it was, so we also other thing too, back at the photography side of it was we had the option to put one of his pieces on the side of his coffin. So you are about to see that. That was probably one of his biggest award-winning photos that he took out in the Mallee in a desert, in a thunderstorm during a dust storm, which is like, the photo itself is incredible. So it just seemed fitting to put that in his final send-off. Now, we do have quite a large family in that remotely, like whether that's out of the States or even overseas, that do know Dad, and I know that they'll be watching this episode. This is pretty much
a little bit of a tribute to Danny, and they can share this journey with us, and we want to share it with you guys. It's quite personal, but we feel like we're at the point where we want to share with you guys what we've been through the last couple of weeks. It's not good. We can probably relate to a lot of viewers that have been through the same thing. So if you have, feel free to reach out. If you're having any prostate issues, please get checked. I think we'll just chuck that in there, guys.
Yeah, basically it all starts with the ability to not pee. So that's probably the first sign. If there's anything that anyone can take from this, it's probably a good indication to probably go do something about it. So the reality of all of that is that we've been at home. I've been sorting out pretty much Dad's affairs with the rest of my family members, and yeah, we've actually currently on the road right now, so we're at a position where we're able to sort of get going again, and it hasn't been easy. And it's been a roller coaster. Trying to, I suppose, make it work. We're a few weeks into this trip, and yeah, bear with us, I suppose.
You're making me cry again. Oh, yeah, it's hard because he travelled so much that when we go to places, or before we go to places, he's kind of our
mentor for it.
Oh, he's like our go-to. Would be like, what is this place like? Should we go here? Should we go there? I'll never forget about, we called him crossing the border from Queensland to NT, and he said we said, oh, we need to restock on groceries, what's Tennant Creek like?
And he goes, oh, it's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
You'll be right. You'll figure it out.
And then, so we booked a night in the caravan park to restock, wash everything.
Stay one night and then move on. I remember we've never talked about this, and we pulled into the town, and if anyone that's been there is going to laugh at this, but there's literally CCT cameras every 50 or 30 metres or 20. It could even be 20 metres from one end of town to the other and all around it. And
when we drove in, I was like, Henry, why is there like barbed wire and really high fences around like everything?
And all the buildings had like roller shutter door, like you just all these buildings were impenetrable. You couldn't get into them if you wanted.
And so we went to the supermarket, we stocked up on groceries, we pulled into the caravan park, and they said to Henry, lock everything up.
The lady goes to me, I wasn't, by then I'd already made up our mind that we weren't staying, and I was like, let's just go in there, we needed to empty the toilet.
We already paid, we weren't going to get our money back.
Yeah, used them for their dump point, we used them for all their water, we did a heap of washing, we all had showers, and we're like, right, once we've done all that, we're out of here. And the lady's sitting there telling me, oh, make sure you have everything locked up all the time during the day and night, and after 5 you're on your own. I was just like,
yeah.
She's like, you're not listening. I'm like, yeah, no, I am, knowing full well I'm not hanging around, we're going. Yeah. Anyway, we ended up leaving, and I rang Dad on the way out of town, or it might have been the next couple of days, and I said, why didn't you tell me? He's like, oh, well, I thought it was Sarah being Aboriginal that I didn't want to upset you or offend you. I'm like, what are these are your grandkids that are in...
Yeah. I said, we've got
He's like, oh, well,
we're like, we got your grandchildren with us. Don't you care if we're like alive or not? But anyway, that was funny. I'll never forget that. Like he
didn't know how to communicate to Sarah in and around that sort of stuff, and it was pretty funny. And then after I had that argument with him, he goes, "No, well, the other one you'd want to worry about then if you were concerned about that one would be Fitzroy Crossing." Yeah. So anyway,
and Halls Creek was or something.
Yeah, it's just.
But anyway, it's just stuff. He's funny. But yeah, he was our go-to for all of our travel tips and where to go, and he loves Atherton, the Tablelands. That was his favourite spot. He actually lived there for a little bit before, and then went back home. It's different. It's really, really different travelling without him.
Pretty much. It's not the same. You unlock your phone and you go to call someone in your favourites, and he's usually the top 1 or 2 there, and you're like, yep, that's happened.
Yeah, and even
just constant reminders, or like we'd sort of set it a little bit of time between his passing to get things organised back home. We're like, okay, I think we're organised that we can now go and everything's sorted, sort of thing. And I was like, I'd like to sort of head north and give myself some time to sort of process all this. We have been filming, but it's been
up and down.
Yeah, it's been. You'll notice it. Like it's like what you'll probably go. This is just not normal. Like this isn't. Yeah, and it's going to take some time. And even I think even yesterday and today, I had some moments where I don't know. You just literally. It'll hit you in strange ways.
Yeah, like a couple of days ago, I pulled out a hiking backpack and got our little Garmin emergency beacon thing out and charged that up, and we, went to send a text message to check that it's still working, and the first name that popped up was Danny, like Henry's dad, and we're just like, oh God, we can't text that number anymore. Haven't deleted it, it's still there, but it's just, you get memories and reminders everywhere, and, I'm sure if anyone else has been through this, obviously they can relate that, it probably doesn't get easier. So.
Yeah, so what I might do is I actually haven't put this in into the video yet. I'll do it in a minute, but I'm going to throw in a couple of stills that he's done, like some of they're probably not his best pieces. I definitely have them on hard drive somewhere, but I've got some stuff with me, so I might chuck one or two random landscape photos. Those are his, so just to show you how good him and Mum actually were at what they could do. So that's what that'll be about. There is a video there. This video that's going to start will be just a small tribute to him and what he has achieved throughout his lifetime. It's by means not all of it. It's just snippets of it and snippets of us and this travelling part. And pretty much there's a HJ45 in there as well. With that. You'll see that, and he was basically crawling around that thing to get it done, and
before he passed, it was his
last achievement
project, and he really, really wanted to get that done, and Henry chipped in quite a bit to help him get that done, which
I did like 0.0001% of it. Like, it was pretty much we had to strip down the gearbox and the transfer case and redo it and then put it all back together. That's all I've done. I didn't do anything else. He just couldn't lift it. It was just beyond him in the end.
Those last couple of weeks, for Henry doing things like that with his dad, I think it's just irreplaceable. It's just memories that we'll cherish forever. So you'll see in the video Henry and his dad when they first picked up the HJ45 a few years ago, and Danny did absolutely everything to get it to its final stage and what it looks like. He pulled that thing apart, everything to do with engineering and rebuilding on that.
Panel beating, spray paint.
He did himself.
So he's to those who, most of you won't know who he is, but he was a skill of everything. There was nothing he couldn't do, and his ability to manipulate steel in a way to create things was just absolutely incredible, and everyone knew it. Everyone that knew him knew that, and that was the biggest highlight of his funeral of what he could achieve. Was just incredible.
He was a huge asset to his community with his skills, and he did a lot of work for a lot of other farmers and stuff around. So
probably one other big thing that he did was I'm pretty sure it was in the very late mid to late. No, it might have been a bit like 90. I'm guessing 94s, somewhere around there. Maybe 95, 6 or 7. He was actually one of the first people in Australia to do direct drilling. So he was very, very first one in the Mallee, but like always, we don't actually have the technology to know who the first person was. So not like we do today, and he's actually one of the people that's changed and reshaped the way people farm today. Pretty much 99% of the farmers do exactly what he's doing, and that's incredible. That was something that he didn't even know that was capable. He just designed this all farm bar, redone it,
He
and
engineered this.
re-engineered it, and he was
Yeah.
working right up until like the fourth week of cropping, and he basically was rolled it out of the shed and went flawlessly the first time. Like everything he ever built and designed was at work the first time.
Yeah. So
another thing you'll see in the video is he made a pulse jet engine. That was that you'll wonder what it is. It's so bizarre. But
I remember turning up, or he sent Henry a video or something one day, and he goes, "Oh, I built a jet engine," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah,
and
it was used in the Hitler War to fly the bombs basically over to, I think it was the UK.
Don't know, but it was funny that he.
Yeah, it's just the stuff he could do was just unreal, and that thing could be heard up to 15 k's away from his house.
It was really loud. He would just be like, "Can I build that? I'm gonna try." Oh, it worked. Yeah. Like it was great.
Anyway, so that's pretty much the update on where we've been, and as far as the episodes coming out, I don't know what they're going to be like. And
we'll just take one video at a time.
Yeah, it definitely won't be
no
week
promises,
to week.
but we'll try and get our content out to you guys, depending on what we're up to and how we're feeling and stuff, because we're still going. Well, Henry's still going through a lot, and it's put. I guess it's a real. It's
just a big void now.
Yeah, it's just changed a lot of things in our life, and I guess makes you think about how short life is and what do you want to achieve in your life, and are there goals or things you haven't done that you want to do, because life's short. So
yeah, he was a big advocate if you just want to do something.
He was only 67. He just got to retirement age.
Yeah, he literally retired for not even, I think it was just under 2 months.
Yeah, so it's like, okay.
It's like, God.
Are you gonna?
Is that what retirement is?
Yeah. So do you need to do things now to try and make it so you can?
Which is another
retire
reason.
Early.
No, which is another reason why he sort of said like, keep doing what you're doing for as long as you can, and look.
You may not be able to do it.
Yeah, like life's short. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so make the most of today. So anyway, this is the video that I made for him. At his funeral, with what videos that I could work with. Yeah,
we have taken out some of the other, I guess, personal stuff to other people in the family, and
like other family members that were in it. We've shifted things around and added more of just us in it. So, and I do probably, I don't know if Henry wants to share, but his dad did leave him the HJ 45. Yeah, so, he did. He didn't have to.
And it's...
I've shown a fair few people on the road photos of it, and they're all, the first thing they ask is, what's it worth?
And it's just, it's invaluable.
It's if someone offered me $1 million, I wouldn't take it.
First thing I done when we found out it was left to Henry was I ordered him some custom plates to put on it.
Yeah, which you're going to have to wait for another episode.
Yeah,
so
they were exactly what Danny wanted to put on it. So that was the first thing we done.
He didn't want to, because he was so crook, he didn't want to spend money on useless things because he wasn't sure if he's going to need money for whatever it may be, and he was just being stingy towards the end. And
sorry, we must have talked too long. The battery went dead, so we'll just put a new one in.
So this video is just a tribute to him and everything that we've got on footage of him. So sit back and watch it and actually see how creative he actually was. And in some of the videos, you'll see in the background things that he's building or built. It's just incredible.
So thank you guys again for your support and for watching this video, and thank you to Danny.
Feel free to flick through a comment and give us time to get back to everyone. And thanks for everyone for reaching out again. So here it is.
How's Grandpa Danny doing?
Hey, go. Hello! Gee, you've been travelling.
Look, Louie!
You just video me.
Yes, video Grandpa.
Yeah, saw me in Perth last night. We've done a few Ks today.
We have today.
We done like 10 hours or 11 hours today.
How are you?
Happy Merry New Year or whatever it is.
How are you doing?
Just got the head up.
We're going to jump start it in a minute.
How's it? Hooray! How's it? Hooray!
back in the doorway, and I knew all of this would disappear. And it's like all the light is coming in to find me in this golden hour. I can breathe.
Who's that? That's Grandpa. Grandpa Danny's
In the stillness, sometimes I feel it rising in the back of my mind.
It only does about 100